Welcome to the Encore Audio Archives YouTube channel. I'm Taper Dave, and this is my channel. I've uploaded hundreds of talks here that I've recorded at meetings in West LA, and I've also recorded conventions starting in 2013. I've got a bunch of those up. And Walt and Mary Murray, the original owners of Encore Audio Archives, started the company in the 80s, and Walt recorded Joe and Charlie's and a bunch of stuff down in Vista, California. My sobriety date is June 20th of 1994. I hope you find something you like, so please like and subscribe to my channel and comment down below. If you want to hear something that I don't have or that you don't see, I'll see that I get it. Anyways, take care and have a great day if you want to.
Okay, now we can welcome our speaker, Christy.
Thank you. My name's Chris Davis. I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Chris.
Welcome to AA if you're new. It's kind of horrible if you're new, right? AA? Yeah, I didn't like it. If you're new, we give out newcomer chips because that's what they do around here. Nobody's ever explained that to me, but when I was new, I was told, go take chips, newcomer chips, my first 30 days. And then take a 30-day chip when I had 30 days sober because it would help somebody with 28 days or 2 days and show that this thing worked. And, I was not looking for it. I kind of ended up in AA by accident because, Bill, thanks for asking me all fucking week to speak here tonight. It's good talking with you every day. I didn't know I was an alcoholic. I went to a hospital, Brotman Hospital down the street. We drove by it tonight. I was just dying, and I went to a hospital. I had insurance. I was like, well, I want to die in my apartment, and, have my mom see, what my life's turned into, because I'm from the South, and you don't really want to put your mom through that. We'll do other stuff, horrible stuff, like, fuck my cousin or go to jail or stuff like that, but, I don't want her to see a crack pipe in my apartment, but across the country. But I ended up at Brotman Hospital, and I just went in to die, not to be dramatic. I wasn't trying to kill myself. I'd lost so much weight, and I started falling apart on the inside, it felt like, and I was hearing stuff and seeing stuff, and, I've got a little common sense. I'm like, well, this can't be good. So, I had to wear sweatpants all the time. I was like, I really lost a lot of weight, and some of the people I hung out with in Long Beach were commenting on my appearance, which is kind of weird because I thought of them as scumbags. And the weird thing was I never saw it. I spent a whole day walking around Long Beach once, like looking in storefronts to see what they were talking about, and I never saw it. I never saw how bad I was. So luckily some guys told me about the 12 steps, and I did them. Mainly because they threatened to beat my ass if I didn't, because I was kind of a dick, and I wouldn't shut up about the Civil War and my dad and my mom and Vietnam and all kind of crazy shit. And they were like, look, dude, let's just, this is what we do around here. And I did the steps, and I saw something that I actually had a drinking problem, which seemed really fucking gay and not cool at all. And I was like, oh, man, I didn't know. So if you're new, no one's expecting you to have that revelation. If you can do the 12 steps, and if you're new, you're the only ones I'm talking to. The rest of us know what we're doing here tonight. Seriously, because I was told when I was new, if I ever open my fucking mouth in a meeting, I'd better just talk about the 12 steps. There might be one of you fuckers that just came in to get your wife off your ass, or your mom, or your dad, or your boss. And if I open my mouth, you should be able to walk out with a real fucking clear understanding of what we do in Alcoholics Anonymous. And I say we now because I had to join this goddamn place and do the steps, so I'm in AA. So But I don't get paid. I don't get a free hat if you join. I don't make $8 if it, 12 people take a chip. I don't get any cash if, we sell 10 books tonight. I got nothing to do with it. I'm just some lucky idiot that stumbled into this place by accident. Guys that were sober 2 months, 6 months, and 8 months took me through the 12 steps. And something happened. And I got sober, which is weird because I didn't want to. I wasn't like, oh, I got to straighten my life out. I'm like, oh, fuck, I woke up. I'm in a hospital and people are looking at me. And if you're from the South and you've been doing drugs for months and not sleeping much and you come to and people are like, hey, this looks like a Bible. I was like, came up and brought me and I was like, I just hit you with something. How about that time? I thought I was in a church or something, or I died and gone to hell, and like all my relatives were there with Bible. It was really, really weird. Like I did not go to Brotman. I didn't know about detox or rehab. I'd been in mental places a few times. But I was not looking to better my life. I wasn't looking to slow down on my drinking because I didn't have a drinking problem. I didn't know anybody that did. I never talked to people about creepy stuff like that because nobody in any bars I drank in Long Beach talked about AA or drinking problems or cirrhosis or blackouts. Apparently all the stuff that I had going on, but I didn't know about. And, I just started drinking at 13 like, every other idiot on my island because it was hot. We're from the South, we're poor and stupid, and there's not much to do. We just drank beer. But my brother, who's 11 months younger than me, which is still kind of weird. I mean, not that I can even picture my mom having sex, but, having a fucking another baby pregnant 2 months after I was born. I'm like, God damn. But he's 11 months younger than me. You'd figure he'd have a drinking problem, too. He's got 3 kids and a wife and a big house and, good company. He's a good man. He, looks out for his community. All this shit that just doesn't interest me one bit. But, But if I have a beer and he has a beer, I'm having an event. I don't know when. I don't know when. My brother has a beer. He has a beer. My little brother, Fat John, if he has a beer, he has a beer. He might have a couple hamburgers with it, but he'll have a beer. If I have a beer, something happens. I don't know what it is. And I got sober. I started doing the steps February 23rd, 1990, and that's what I count as my sobriety date. I'd been in the hospital for about a week or so, but I just didn't feel right about, once I saw what AA was and what we do and what sobriety is, I didn't feel like I needed to knock it back and cheat a couple days. I just felt like if this thing's going to work, then, I'll pick a couple of days after I'd started doing the steps to where my brain felt like, I wasn't going to jump out of a window for no reason. I wasn't depressed or anything, but I thought about jumping out of windows a lot. Just mainly if I was above the first floor and near a window. It just seemed like a good something would be like, hey, why don't you jump out the window? But I didn't talk to people about that stuff because it's kind of crazy if you hear shit like that. And I didn't want anybody to think I was, I don't know, if somebody told me that, I'd be like, dude, you're crazy. Get the fuck away from me. What's the matter with you? Or jump out the window. But when I got sober, I started drinking at 13. I crashed and burned at Brotman at 27. So I'm 44. I'm sober 16 years and 9.5 months. For any of you OCD cokeheads that want to sit there and do numbers. Or you'd count the tiles of the meeting. That's always fun if you're new. If you're like, 14, 8. If you're new, I'm just going to tell you what I did. How I got here, I don't fucking know. I don't know why I'm an alcoholic. I don't know why my appetite for drugs and alcohol is retarded. And it never phases me. I've never, not once, was like, whoa, I better slow down. Never. I mean, when I started doing the steps, this guy, and if you're new, it seems like we know everything, and we do. We do. If you're new, we got all the answers because they're all in this book right here. Everything in the first 164 pages of that book is true. I know because I've tried to prove it wrong. There's not another book. I don't know about the Bible. My people talk about this shit all the time, but I don't know. I don't see any photographs in there. I'm like, It's all hearsay as far as I'm concerned. But, and I've hung out at the Bodhi tree and read all that other weird shit. But I've never found a book where everything in it is true, except a math book. And I was in 9th grade 3 years in a row because of math, so I wasn't really down with that shit either, so. But I got the idea that if I did math and did what they said to do, I would come up with the same answer every single time. So I guess math's true. Not that I have any experience with that, other than I failed it a lot. But, you know, when I was like, I'm not joining AA. I get it. You're all Christians. I know you say higher power, but I know Jesus is just waiting to fucking get my ass. I can tell. I know it. I've been around religious people. I grew up around that shit. Everybody's shady about it. They're like, hey, you want to go to barbecue? And then motherfuckers got their hands on me and they're like, it's happened to me a bunch. Hey, and you know what? If you're Christian, that's cool. That's cool. I ain't bagging on it. I just don't do it. It's not for me. I found my own higher power. Pretty much against my fucking will, but I found it, and it delivers exactly what AA said. They were like, look, fucker, this thing better work at 3 in the morning when you're all alone and no one's answering the goddamn phone. Not that you have any money, and there weren't any cell phones. I didn't have one in 1990. They were like, this thing better work at 3 in the morning, fucker. So you better get through those steps, because they promise something. You might get religious, you might have something, but this is what we do. And I did the steps in like a week, which sucked, because I didn't get a lot of sleep that week. Not that I'd had much sleep the couple weeks before, or the month before. But these guys sat me down and showed me how to do the first step. And I saw something horrible there. I've done like 15 inventories with a bunch of different sponsors. I never drank over a problem once. I didn't have a legitimate problem to drink over. It's kind of a drag. Is that bugging somebody? I don't care. Oh, that's right. Oh, you're trying to record this shit too, right? Yeah. I have to mix that down a little tonight. You know, if you're new, I will tell you this. I came into AA. I didn't know that I'd come into AA. Guys that helped me were like fucking punk rockers and a hippie. I don't get along with any of that group at all. I'm not down. I mean, now, you know, I listen to enough punk rock, so I kind of get it, but it's not my deal. And I sure didn't want a bunch of tattooed motherfuckers like telling me about God. And I was like, dude, I came here to die. I woke up. I'm fucking hungry. I haven't eaten in a week. I don't want to hear about God and AA and, you know, your fucking tattoos. Like, who the fuck are you people? And where's Culver City? Where the fuck am I? You know? I didn't want to hear this shit. It was like, you know, people singing Christmas carols in public. It was like, it was embarrassing. It's just weird. It was like, what the fuck is going on here? I just checked in a goddamn hospital. I didn't die. Let me go. And they were like, oh, we're not going to let you out. I was like, oh, I've been in that situation before, but it was a psych unit. And you know, you expect that because acting a little crazy when you roll up in there. And I wasn't acting too crazy, I thought. But these guys showed me how to do the steps. I didn't want to do them, but they took me to a couple AA meetings. And I heard this woman, probably from Brentwood. It was like a businesswoman. Looked like she had her shit together in a house and a car and like clean clothes and a decent haircut. Nothing, I had nothing in common with her. But she was talking about drinking and taking drugs, and I get it, it's AA. I took some drugs. We got a problem with it. I don't want to fucking hear about it. I really don't. I'm sick of watching motherfuckers run people out of fucking AA meetings. This ain't a country club. I don't know if any of you fuckers looked around. If you remember where you were when you fucking got here when you were new, you'll fucking drop that whole ascot and fucking captain's hat attitude. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. This one motherfucker tried to run me out when I was new. Like told me, you don't belong in AA. And that motherfucker has paid for that shit for 16 years and 8 fucking months now. Because I had a month when he did it. I've never let him forget that. I don't have a resentment at him because I can't have resentments because those destroy alcoholics. But, you know, I mean, what if I would have let that motherfucker run me out? Then what, go die in the fucking street and not get a chance to come into Alcoholics Anonymous? Not that I deserve it. Like the guy with 9 years said, happy birthday. And you. Where's the other birthday person? Probably left. I tend to piss people off sometime when I speak. But, you know, it's not church. I'm not, you know, it's not the penny saver. We're not doing a class. I'm a fucking alcoholic with a goddamn drinking problem that I can't keep an eye on. I can't remember I have this problem, and I usually remember I have it when I'm drunk getting my ass beat. Going, wait, I used to not drink. What the fuck happened? Why am I in Florida? You know, shit like that's gonna happen, so. It's not logical, and if you're new and you're scared to death and confused and pissed off, I get it. Every one of us in here gets it. We all look calm, most of them do. Because we relax, because AA works. That fucking obsession to drink, which is like, fuck AA, I don't have a drinking problem. That could be described as the obsession to drink. Coming to AA and going, oh, I'm not gonna stop drinking. That's weird, because, you know, my brother never ended up in AA. None of my fucking 97 aunts or uncles ended up in AA, you know? None of my grandparents ended up in AA. My brothers didn't end up in AA. I ended up in AA, and I was like, fuck that. I just drink. They were like, dude, you're like a skeleton, a chattering little skeleton talking about the Civil War. It's weird, dude. People don't end up like this. And I was like, but it was totally natural to me. But a guy pointed out in the book, said after a while, the alcoholic life seems to be the only normal one. Like, I was never alarmed at the stuff that happened to me. I was kind of bummed now and again. I was never alarmed. Never. Like, I never saw how bad this thing was. And if you all took chips tonight, good job. That is a long, fucking scary walk up here. I get it. It's like a mile, right? It's like a mile, and you get this plastic chip. You're like, it's not even a toy. It's like a piece of plastic. It's like a bad poker chip. Like, you know, a poor kid would get for Christmas. Like, your dad died. Take his poker set. Thanks. It's awful. It's awful. The cool thing is, this thing pays off. I will promise you this. If you're new and you do those 12 steps, and that's not a calendar, by the way. It's not like, I'll get around to that one in January. Because the guys that drugged me and scared me and terrified me through those fucking steps, I got the payoff. Which is exactly like if I went to some wacky bar here in whatever fucking neighborhood. What is this? Playa del Vista or Mar Vista or fuck? I can never, like, there's a new city every fucking 3 traffic lights out here. It's crazy. But I'm sure I could find somewhere to drink around here. But I would have to go there, maybe drive or walk, but I would have to get there. I would have to go in. Maybe sum the place up, maybe not. Find the bar, kind of talk nice to the fucking bartender for a minute, pull some cash out, order something, wait for him to put it down, pick it up, and drink it in order to fucking have a drink. Which I'm willing to do, like second nature. I ain't got to think about it. What are you doing? Hey, and then talk to some fucking poor chick who has no idea what an idiot I am. And, you know, maybe get some free food or something, or make friends with the bartender and get a little extra shot, whatever that creepy shit I used to do. That's what I got to do in order to have a drink. So in order to stay sober, I got to look at my drinking. I got to go to meetings. I got to take chips. I got to take commitments. I got to talk to you motherfuckers. I got to, like, be a greeter, which is horrifying. If you're new, don't tell any of your sponsors that you don't get along with anybody, because you will be greeting at a meeting. I went to the whatever meeting, and my sponsor, who was gay at the time, he's like, well, how was the meeting? And I was like, a bunch of poser fags. And he was like, so you're taking a greeting commitment, I guess, huh? And I was like, oh, God damn it, you know? But I've been going to that meeting. Hey, man, I didn't know. I didn't know what to do around here. All I knew is that the guys were like, hey, meeting makers make it. And I'm like, that is stupid. They were like, that is true. And here's the deal, if you're new. If you hear any of this wacky shit, the stuff that you can't argue with is right, and it's true. I don't know why I'm a fucking drug addict and an alcoholic. It's not fair. I was just in South Carolina for a big-ass barbecue. I flew there Friday for barbecue Saturday and came back Sunday. Because it was a barbecue. And I like doing shit like that. I could not have a fucking beer with my brother. Cannot have a beer. It's not fair. It's almost illegal in South Carolina. I mean, it was a big goddamn barbecue. There were like 2,000 people there. Big fucking pigs, oysters, crab legs, all kind of stuff. No beer. Sorry, Chris. I'm in AA. I can't have a beer. I can never have a goddamn beer. Never. And I didn't know that when I got here. And I learned that delightful bit of wisdom doing those steps because I didn't know it. I didn't know alcohol, peppered with my various drug use, almost killed me and turned me into some fucking losing piece of crap. And I had no idea. None until I did those steps. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, that's why Aunt Lois used to look at me like that. And the hippie guy was like, well, how'd she look at you? I go, you know, like with pity. And he's like, well, did you figure it out? I go, I was pitiful. And he's like, I'm like, oh, God damn. That's the nightmare if you're new. An alcoholic, you're the last one to know. Last one to know how bad it is. I got 3 friends dying right now. One had 2 years, one had 2.5 years, one had a year. Dying. It's funny, joking, calling me all the time. Dude, I got so wasted last night. I was like, great, you want to go to a meeting? And they were like, fuck no! Cool. Cool. Dying. Good friends of mine. Good friends of mine. Dying from alcoholism, and it's a funny joke. It's a funny joke, and I get that they don't get it. I get it. That's the problem with being an alcoholic. If I have one drink, I will forget about AA. And if you're new, here's what goes on here. I did the steps. I had this weird, like my fucking brain got pulled in half because it's in the format. What I was like, what happened, I did the steps, and what I'm like now. What I'm like now is I remember clearly what I used to be like. 2 perspectives for free, and I stole my first fucking big book. I got what they promised. I got 2 perspectives, what I used to be like and what I'm like now. Ask anybody that's drinking or any new fuckers that haven't done the steps. Hey, how's it going? Oh, man, you know, Vietnam next year, last year, my girlfriend, my boyfriend. What it's like. It's like having a fucking fishbowl on my head. Like, that's it. That's it. And you come to AA and they, like, hand you a hammer. They, like, break it. It's creepy. I know. I got weird analogies. I did a lot of acid, too, but, you know. I didn't know I was going to end up here. Maybe I would have been nicer in my drinking or something. I didn't know I was going to have to come and, you know, do this stuff. And, you know, if you're new, this shit's embarrassing to me. I don't like doing this. I get all the looks. I know all the cocksuckers in here that think they run AA. You don't think I can feel that shit? Those fucking mean goddamn stares? You don't think I feel that shit? I'm a goddamn alcoholic. Apparently we're the most sensitive, lonely motherfuckers on the planet. I come to the one goddamn place where I can really get some fucking help and I get attitude from motherfuckers. But you know what? I'm like that guy over there. I've seen him at meetings. He came and spoke at meetings when I was new. I heard him. He got like thrown into like special ed or something, right? Motherfuckers always, and wasn't retarded. I mean, that's mean. That's gotta make you a little insecure. Then you come into AA, the last thing that guy or I need, or any of you people that are new, is a fucking attitude. Because this is not a fucking country club. I'm an alcoholic. I can't get sober, and I can't do it on my own. I gotta ask for help, that's the worst part. The best part is AA works though. Good attitude, bad attitude. You know, if I wash the dishes and I'm pissed off, when I'm done, if I'm still pissed off, the dishes are done. Ain't gotta be in a good mood. Also, that little dumbass analogy about going into drinking. I never went in a bar and was like, turned the lights on and said, hey, everybody, I just want to see, does everybody like me before I come in and have a drink? I've never done that in my life, but I see that shit keep people out of meetings. Oh, that guy didn't like me. It's like, great, fucking beat his ass in a meeting, but help a new guy. Help a new guy. I was told, like at 8 days, these motherfuckers had me calling my family, making amends. And they were like, at 10 days, they were like, stand up to sponsor people. I was like, what? They were like, you better. 12 step, pass this on, motherfucker. You're not staying here. This ain't a free ride. You got everything AA offers. Everything. You've done the step. Do you want a beer? I'm like, yeah. They were like, would you drink one? I'm like, no. Apparently, I'll get in trouble. They were like, great. 2nd step worked. 3rd step, you're in AA. You're coming to meetings. You're bugging us. You're still here. What happens if you smoke some crack? I'm like, I'm not just going to smoke $20 worth, apparently. They were like, great, spiritual awakening. Pass that on. Pass it on. They were like, you better help somebody. We don't care how you feel. Of course you're hurt. Look at you. You weigh 10 pounds. If you said you felt good, we'd be worried you'd stolen Valium or something. Because you shouldn't feel good your first week. But I had this weird thing. I told this guy, I don't know if the guy was Simone. I was so skinny when I got sober. Everybody looked like a fucking linebacker. But I remember talking to this guy, and I was like, I get this. I was trying to tell him what's going on. I go, it's weird. I woke up today and I was kind of okay. I did those prayers out of page, 78. And then he goes, 86 and 87. I know, I do them. And I was like, yeah, those. And, he goes, I do them. Don't fucking tell me about them. I told you about them. I was like, I'm doing that. And I go, it's just weird. Like, I'm not panicking. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's called hope. And, like, wandered off. Like, oh, yeah, just like, oh, hope. I was like, God damn. These guys know what they're talking about. And it was real. I did these steps. I didn't turn into some, I'm as weird as I fucking was when I got here. But, too bad. I ain't here to fucking make friends. Look at y'all. Don't act like, oh, God, wouldn't it be nice if I, cozied up to you? Because I'm here not to die. I didn't get along with the bums I fucking drank wine with in Long Beach. When I was fucking 27 living in the gutters. It was horrible. Horrible. I'd spent 6 years in the military. I didn't get that survivalist training, like how to make a good cardboard box when you're out of your mind on crack and can't get the sun on you. I mean, I improvised with what I had, but I shouldn't have ended up there. Drinking problem, not mental illness, not OCD, not ADD, not whatever's gonna fucking be on Time Magazine next month. I got alcoholism. It covers all the bases for me. Pretty bad. Lonely, insecure. Apparently I hear shit. And then I talk back to it, and I get in a bad mood, The one thing I learned by doing these steps is not try to explain this to people that aren't alcoholics. Because I tried. I was telling him, I tried to explain to my mom. And I got off the phone, I'm like, God damn it, she doesn't get it. And that hippie guy was like, well, brother, she doesn't need to. I was like, God, I hate this guy, but I just heard that loud and clear. And you know what? I've never tried to explain it. People bug me. They're like, what do you do? I'm like, we help retarded people. Give people food. They're like, oh, that's what I thought. I'm like, yeah, it makes me feel good. They're like, oh, good. Glad you're still in those AA classes, Chris. I don't explain it because I can't. But if you're new and drinking has ever whipped your ass in front of yourself, by yourself, man, I know what that's like. It's a drag. It's embarrassing. And it's stupid. And kind of crazy. So when I came in here, they were like, hey, it ain't logical, the shit you do when you drink, why you drink, and how you drink. So don't come in here looking for logic. Read that shit. Higher power. It's like, oh, I get a tambourine, get to dance around. They're like, we don't have that step yet, but if we do, we'll let you know about it. Luckily they didn't. I just had to do 12 steps. I did them, but I had to it's like taking a test and filling in the blanks. I had to fill in my blanks, like who I hated, which apparently was everybody. I didn't know. I thought I was a nice Southern guy. I really did. Nice, charming Southern boy. But I saw the error of my ways. I read my inventory. I was like, Jesus Christ. He's like, do you get why your uncle came at you with a shotgun? I'm like, yeah. And besides pissing him off so bad, he was a judge. But I'd call him up. I think I'd said this here before. I used to call him up when I'd be drunk, Uncle Bobby, because I got a bunch of fat guys in my family. And I'd call him up and make pig sounds. But I lived across the street from him. So, like he came across the street in his like boxers with a shotgun. I'm like, this guy's a judge. Like, at the time I thought it was funny. But until I hauled ass out the back door. But, and then of course my mom was like, what were you doing to Uncle Bobby? And I was like, I don't know, I was 15, I was drunk and been smoking pot. It seemed like a great thing to do at the time. I had to go make amends for that. Ooh, that was tough. But he got it. He goes, oh, that old AA. He goes, that's a fine organization. He's like, two of my best attorneys in Charleston. They go to those classes. Like, he got it. Like, I just went to him, I'm like, you know what, I'm sorry that time I called. I was making pig sounds and, Man, hey. Number 9, fuckers. May sound funny, wait till you start doing yours. But you know what, I had to do them. I didn't drag my feet. I did what they told me to do. And the good thing was, There's a payoff. Like if you're new, you never have to drink or get high again if you do those steps. If you don't do those steps, you might have to drink. You might find yourself in that position where you can't stop yourself in time. That's what happened to me. That's the only reason I did the steps. I did the steps and they worked. And I've been sober through everything since that happened. Like I don't drink on flights. You know, I don't drink at barbecues. And that's a motherfucker. That is a thorn in my side. Because there's guys down there I don't like. And 2 beers and a fight, that's a fucking good barbecue. That's a good one. That's a good one. Because there's some guys that I owe an ass whipping from 6th grade. But I'm in AA. So I fucking got to, you know, make sure I make amends for my part. See how they're doing and actually kind of pretend I give a fuck when I say hi to them and look them in the eye. Oh, and if you're new, we can tell who you are because you can't look us in the eye. Even though a bunch of you just tried right now. It's too late. I get it. You can't do it because it says in chapter 6, into action, after you've read your 5th step, it says once we've done this step, withholding nothing, we are delighted. So get ready to be delighted. And it says we can look the world in the eye. And that hippie dude pointed out. He goes, oh, you can look me in the eye. I'm like, I always could. He goes, no, you couldn't. He goes, you couldn't when we started reading your 4th step. And I was like, oh, I got it. Like, there's some weird stuff. So if you're new, AA works. And thinking about it, it's like sitting in a bar thinking about drinking. Someone's going to kick your ass out after a while. They're like, hey, weird guy, stop eating the peanuts. You want something to drink or get out? Same with AA, except that conversation will be in your own head. You're like, fuck AA, they're all a bunch of dicks. I'm going to go drink because I'm not an alcoholic. I'm going to go drink alcohol. I love that one. How'd you figure out you were an alcoholic after 15 years? I started drinking alcohol. Wow, that's great. See that on the Discovery Channel? Like a retarded guy figured out he's in the wrong room, like 8 hours tops. Not 15 years. Like, I'm in the wrong place. Drink. I got a bunch of friends that are drinking. You know what? Fuck them. Too bad. Too bad. It's alcoholism. I'll do anything I can to help them, except preach AA when they're drinking, because that's not what we do. It's a program of attraction. And I'm trapped in this fucking place. But, you know, if you're new, I will tell you this. The steps work 100%. They do. You can ask him. That's it. That guy came to meetings. I listened to him every time he spoke because he's happy and he could laugh at himself like I could laugh at myself. We don't laugh at each other. I mean, a couple, if you're new and you're kind of weird, we're going to laugh at you. But, you know, we can laugh at ourselves. Cause, you know, you come in and it's not raining and you're all wet with a raincoat and bag on your head. And you're like, hey, how you doing, Timmy? You'll see that. It's embarrassing. I mean, you know, it's not really where you want to bring your family. But, you know, might be able to get one here. But if you're new, listen, I mean, all that's been going on, I don't know, like 1 second. Like a bunch of us who are supposed to be dead by our own hands, miserable, crying, ruining everybody within a mile of us, you know, we're all sitting in this hot, stinky room tonight laughing. Which, you know, doesn't happen on the psych wards, doesn't happen in everything's serious. I need a lighter. Okay. Okay. We'll call your doctor tomorrow and see what they say. Doesn't happen in here. You know what? I come out just because he asked me to. If you're new, I got nothing to do with AA. I could drink on the way home. I show up because people ask me. And the guy said, if anybody asks you to do anything AA related, do it. And I'm like, okay. And I've been doing it ever since. They may have tricked me. But, hey, it's too bad for y'all tonight. You know, got me to another meeting. I was at one at 7:30 this morning, laughing at people. There's some fucked up haircuts at the log cabin in the morning. I love that meeting. I love that meeting. Oh, man. There's some people sure they're in charge of AA. I just go to kind of ghetto it up a little bit. Let them know it's not that private club. But if you are new, AA works. You are welcome here. It works 1 day at a time, which is Wednesday, which would be a fine day to start working on your first step if you're new. And ask for help. I'll help you even if I don't fucking like you. I ain't got no choice. I'll help you even if you don't like me. Because that's what it takes for me to stay sober. And I'll show you how to help somebody else so you can stay. That's it, right? All right. Keep coming back. Good luck editing this fucking thing.
Thank you, Chris.
I think we got a great talk going on here. Thanks for watching the channel. Taper Dave here. Just curious, do you think this is better than Zoom? Okay, this is how I prepare my drone for launching. I like to do it inside the cab of my truck so I'm not standing outside in the weather. To install the joysticks for control, up and down, right and left, powered on. I have an Android phone that I use to connect it to the drone with, and it's actually controlled through the iPhone through an app. Oops, wrong way. It's actually controlled through the iPhone, or through this Android phone through the app. It's actually controlled through the Android phone through an app, and you connect it through this short connection right here.
Remote control connected.
Remote control is connected. So I pull out the drone. I have to extend the legs. Long legs extended first, then the short legs. Remove the gimbal protector. Set that aside, then power it on one short burst, then one long burst. I lay it down. So I have to go to calibrate. So the drone's not connected yet. It shows you here as this drone gets disconnected, even though the remote's powered on. So the drone has to establish it's connected. So I go into the app to calibration mode. First I'll calibrate the remote controller. Start calibration. Out, in, oop, out, in, up, down, and then this little wheel is to control the gimbal. So it's calibrated. Go to gimbal calibration, start calibration, and then it calibrates the gimbal. I don't know if that shows up. The gimbal's moving all over the place. Changes, you can see it on the video. And I'm calibrated to take off. It's acquired 7 satellites at the moment. There are 26 satellites up in the sky, which it has to acquire before you can take off. So it's connected. It's got enough satellites. This is white. I can go to press this little arrow button, swipe right to take off, and it would start the motors if I slid this to the right. But I'll wait till I get outside. Don't want to do it inside.